Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and I'm here today with Maggie Baugh. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I am wonderful. It's a great day. It's sometime in December here, or starting in December almost.
Yes,
and just
December
awesome.
That means we can officially start talking about Christmas trees, and I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite type of Christmas tree? I know growing up in Florida's a little different. I mean, we do get the trees here, but
it is so funny because growing up, I always had a fake tree because my parents told me that I was allergic to Christmas trees. I don't really know if that was true or if they wanted just not to deal with the fact that there's going to be pine needles everywhere, or the fact that it's Florida and there's a pool right next to our Christmas tree. So growing up there, it was really crazy because you walk outside and there's palm trees. So being here, it's really cool going to an actual Christmas tree farm when it's freezing out right before it snows. So I don't really I guess to answer your question, my favorite Christmas tree is a real one now.
I love that.
Because I wasn't able to have one when I was a kid. So now it's like, real Christmas tree. We're going to do it. It's going to be messy. It's going to be everywhere. And last year was my very first time getting a real Christmas tree. And it was so much fun.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Cause that's one thing I grew up Northeast. So we had real Christmas trees, but I thought that was great. Your parents tell you you're allergic to it. And you're right. Yeah. That makes a mess on the patio. That's why
I am, but whatever.
Oh, good excuse. Oh, kudos to your parents. So I'm going to start off with actually the hardest question ever. Who is Maggie?
Oh my gosh. You know, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm just kidding. I have a very bubbly, very easygoing, multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, born and raised in South Florida, now living in Nashville, who is just so excited to see what the future holds for herself. You know, 2021 exceeded my expectations of goals, and so now the bar is only set a little bit higher, but what you see is what you get right here, bubbly personality and all.
Wonderful. Well, I have to admit, I was reading your bio, and I obviously was multi-instrumentalist. I love that. But violin at age 6. So was that your choice, or was that something your parents thought you should try, or what? How'd that start?
Actually, that was my choice. You know, I started asking for a violin around the age of 2 years old, just because I watched the show Little Einstein as a kid. And so the primary instrument that they use to talk about all the classical music is a violin. They were using it for like magic to like open doors and stuff. And I thought that was just so cool. So I asked when I was 2, and you know, a 2-year-old with a violin, my parents thought was nuts. So I asked again when I was 6 years old, and my preschool was actually giving private lessons. And so I started learning how to read music. I've been classically trained ever since I was 6 years old. I just turned 21. And, you know, it's really crazy to think that like I went from classical music to country music. You know, that doesn't really happen. You know, people are like, oh my gosh, were you singing into your hairbrush at 6 years old? I was like, no, I was playing Beethoven, like performing at Carnegie Hall in 7th grade. And then all of a sudden, my focus kind of switched after I started getting bullied at school, and kind of started writing my feelings down, and kind of used it as a coping mechanism with music. And then I just started performing country music and listening to it. And, you know, it's really weird how that has all formed into who I am right now.
Oh, that is so awesome. And I know some of our viewers probably don't know this, but I think you were like 13, 14 when you got the chance to play with Charlie Daniels.
I did.
Invited you out on stage
for my 13th birthday, I think it was. So my birthday's in March 16th, the day before St. Patty's Day, and I think that show was March 3rd or 2nd. So it was right before my 13th birthday.
That is so awesome. What was that? What was the experience like? I mean, obviously you've been trained musician. You played Carnegie Hall before you ever played on stage with him, but you know, what was that like? The experience. In fact, what was Carnegie Hall experience like too?
Honestly, the Carnegie Hall experience was really cool. I don't think I quite understood how well-renowned that venue is and what an honor it is to play there, just because that was right in the peak of me kind of switching my focus to country music and kind of experimenting with songwriting and kind of becoming an artist. So I don't really think that was like, oh my God, I want to do this for the rest of my life kind of thing. Even though when we were there, we toured Juilliard, and, I really did want to go because I was in an art school. I don't know if I told you that. I was in an art school for violin in middle school. So I was in and out of orchestras anyway. So it was kind of like you do that, then you do the arts high school, and then like obviously you try out for Juilliard. So I don't think at that age I really understood what that venue is and who's played there.
Yeah.
But as far as Charlie Daniels, he is like the king of violin with country music, rest his soul. But I am very, very blessed that I was able to perform with him when I did, because honestly, a lot of people haven't had that opportunity, and a lot of people won't ever be able to get that opportunity now. And it's so sad. And, that whole thing was crazy. I remember I opened up for him to play the national anthem for the event that he was putting on in Weston, Florida. And because we got there super early, I got tickets in the front row because it was a free concert. It was like first come, first serve. So I was just sitting there during the concert playing or eating goldfish, and all of a sudden Charlie Daniels' manager comes around and he's like, do you want to perform on stage with Charlie Daniels? And I was like, yes, threw my goldfish and I ran to the side of the stage. Obviously it's his last song, and Charlie met me backstage right before the encore. He was like, do you know Devil Went Down to Georgia? And I swear to you, I said I know half of it. I literally told Charlie Daniels I only know half of his song. I don't know. Anyway, so then he was like, just follow my fingers. So if you go back to that video, like I do not take my eyes off of his fingers. We were in front of 20,000 people, and I was like 12 and a half, almost 13 years old. And, just being able to say that I did that, and then laying on the floor, like in the middle of the audience later and being like, what just happened? Was that my life? Like, I've only had like one other moment like that. And that was when my song hit 1 million streams.
That's so awesome. That is just so awesome. You get to do that. And I'm so happy for you that you had that opportunity.
Thank you.
All those opportunities, actually, So your recent release, Drinking to the Broken Hearts, that came out in September. So you want to tell us a little about that and your co-writer?
So Drinking to the Broken Hearts, I wrote back in 2019. When I was underage, first off. Second, it was always a song that I knew was super special, and I didn't really know when a right time to release it would be. You asked me who Maggie is. I'm a very like I said, bubbly human. I always say that. That's literally my personality. I'm a very bubbly, fast-paced, exciting human. Like I can never sit still for very long. If you see me on stage, I never sit still. With playing violin, it's very hard to sit still when you play fiddle music anyway, but I never sit still. And so I didn't really think that I could release a song that was slow. It's a very mid-tempo song. Yes, it builds up at the end. It's not just considered slow, but it's not what I was normally used to. And it wasn't what my fans were used to. And so I didn't really think it fit with who I was at the time. But I always knew it was special. And so I'm very grateful that I released it second after Think About Me. I wrote Drinking to the Broken Hearts with Barrett Baber. If you don't know who he is, he's written a bunch of hits for Cody Johnson and a bunch of cuts on his album. He's amazing. And, like I said, I just knew that I had something special with that. And I'm very grateful that I released it after Think About Me, because this whole year has been trying to show people that I am not only an entertainer, a very bubbly, fast-paced human, but I do have the capability of sitting on a bar stool and singing a song and not moving and captivating an audience. And so Think About Me was the guinea pig of that whole thing, and it didn't do too shabby. So I was like, okay, well, I'll release a slow song, a second slow song, and see what happens. And, a lot of people have digged it, and it's gotten a lot of exposure, and just my whole life is just pinch me. Like,
and it is a great song. If you haven't heard it, make sure you go buy it on iTunes or Amazon or wherever you buy your music.
Stream it on Spotify, stream it on Apple Music.
Yep, absolutely. All of those places. And make sure you follow all the socials, because, you'll never know when the new music comes out unless you do. So
do it.
So we have a fun little segment coming up now. This is our what we call 20 questions right now. Usually it's 21, but it's now 20 questions for the time being. So are you ready to have some quick fire fun answers here?
I'm nervous, but let's do it.
There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, there might be one that has a right or wrong answer, but still.
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be a test.
No, it's not a test, I swear.
Okay.
What's the last thing that you read?
Oh, okay. So I'm a nerd. I love reading. I love so many books. Oh my gosh, it's such a hard question. Like that was only the first question. Oh my gosh. The Delirium series. Yeah, it's a trilogy series. I'm really into trilogy series. You should go read it. It's pretty great.
Thanks. I always love to get more new reading tips too. I'm a reader.
Oh, I have so many books that I could just send you. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
awesome. Yeah, send them to me. Yeah, we'll start sharing back and forth because I usually try to do at least 50 books a year.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Awesome. Next up, we're going to have Maggie and CWC books of the week or the month, probably month, right?
Let's start a book club because I've always wanted to start a book club.
Okay, we'll do it. Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
So hypothetically, I need to hide a dead body. Do you know a good place?
Well, there are things that you say on a recorded session. There's things that you don't say. So I'm going to say no. But I have read a lot of murder mystery and seen the Netflix show You. So I think I might be able to have an idea.
Oh, you would be the second person that said about that Netflix series You that I really have to check out now.
It's creepy. I mean, it's the Dan Humphrey. If you have ever seen Gossip Girl, like that's the actor. I don't really know his actual name. I just know him from Gossip Girl. So that's kind of why. But it's a book. It was a book first, and then they turned it into like a Netflix series. So if you like reading, you should read the book. I heard that it's a lot more gruesome and like goes into detail a little bit more, just because of like Netflix, and you can't like, I guess it would be rated differently or something, but you should read it.
Perfect. I will do that. Thank you. What is the best concert you've ever been to?
Oh my gosh. 5 Seconds of Summer. They are so amazing. It was so cool seeing them with no props. They literally didn't have any props. I think they had like a drum stand in a giant arena, and that's like unheard of with artists. They have like all these like lights and stuff, and their whole show is in black and white, and they killed it. Just being a band and sitting up there like old school and just singing to an audience and performing and entertaining without any of like the gimmicky stuff that a lot of artists are using nowadays. Like it was a fantastic, and the lead singer's voice is way better in person than on the record, and so he's just fantastic.
Wonderful. What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. You know, I'm trying to think that like I'd be an adult and put it in a savings. You know, I wouldn't spend it on anything ridiculous. You know, I'm not really like a designer brand kind of girl. It's kind of like TJ Maxx sales sections. So probably not clothes. I don't know. I probably would put it towards my music and, you know, trying to like buy more studio time and make merch, I guess. I don't know.
Those are some wonderful options with it. Oh, do you ever speak in song lyrics?
Sometimes. I love Disney references. I'm obsessed with Disney shows or Disney movies. And so I feel like I make a lot of references to kids' Disney movies.
So if you could be a Disney character, what character would you be?
Olaf.
Olaf. I just want you to know my Christmas decorations are Olaf. That's my two blow-ups. Olaf.
Oh my gosh. I've watched Frozen like 50 times, and I'm not exaggerating. I wish I was.
Oh. If you could add someone to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why? It doesn't have to be political.
That would require me to know who is on Mount Rushmore. I promise I'm smart. I graduated with straight A's, I swear. Like, I promise. Gosh.
There are just some presidents, you know, some founding fathers. It's okay, like Washington, Lincoln.
I don't think
is
Abraham
not Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln's not on there?
No.
Perfect. Then I would add him.
Okay.
Because 16 is my lucky number, and he's the 16 president, and he always kept letters in his hat, and I thought that was really cool. So
that's awesome. Oh,
not because he was like a good president or anything. Like,
yeah. See, we're adding musical people. we have Dolly, Reba, and I think Taylor Swift are the three main votes. So we're just
have
add them.
Like a musical Mount Rushmore. We should. That's a great idea.
Exactly. I'm not sure where we should put it yet in America, but we should put somewhere in America, maybe Nashville, take a
It
big
should
area
be
and
like,
just put a
how
big chunk of
Hollywood has a
rock.
Hollywood sign.
Yeah,
We should do that. I'm in.
I'm in. Okay, so let's propose that to the mayor. Perfect. What's your plan for zombie apocalypse?
Oh my gosh, I hate zombies. Like, I cannot watch The Walking Dead. Like, I have had nightmares and I only watched one episode and it was the first episode. And I quit watching. I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies with zombies, even though I absolutely am terrified of them. I'd try to find a bunker or somewhere with a basement and pray to God that I can cook for like 20 years until it all goes away.
Oh, what album or artist should we listen to before we die? Or maybe a couple artists and albums.
Oh my goodness. I love Kit Moore's Wild Worlds album. Like, I haven't really found an album that I could just listen to front to back and every song be amazing. Obviously, Taylor Swift is an exception. She's fantastic. But I really haven't found like a song on his album that I just want to skip over. And so that's very rare for me. Normally I just listen to songs and singles or albums and singles. I don't really listen to albums like front to back. I have the attention span of a gnat. That is why. But he is one of the very few people that I can just listen to the album front to back and just be like, I want to listen to that whole thing over again.
I love it. I love that you tell the reason why is I have attention span of a gnat. It's nothing personal, everyone.
Yeah, it is nothing personal. I go through phases. Like, I go through phases of listening to pop music, go through phases of listening to old school country music like Toby Keith and Randy Travis, and then I'm like, okay, I want bro country. I want to roll my windows down, and then I'm like, I just want to cry for like a week straight, and I go in phases. So it really depends.
Absolutely, it's great to have that mix too. Who would play you in a TV movie of your life?
Oh my gosh, everyone says that I look like Kristen Stewart. I don't see it.
So have you gotten confused with her ever?
No, I haven't cut my hair like her ever. I think that she's like has a buzz cut now. But when she was playing Bella on Twilight, a lot of people said that I looked like her. Like, I guess my face, like back when she was a lot younger. If you look at some photos, like we look the same. It's very weird.
I get that. Yeah. It is in general, just I think whoever, if you look about it like anyone else, it's just,
Yeah.
So here's a perplexing question. Where's Waldo?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Waldo is still missing. Yeah. Would you rather cook in or order out?
I don't know. It depends on the night. Oh my gosh, these are hard questions. I love going out to eat because now that I'm old enough to drink, it's like really fun being like, can I please order a cocktail? And Nashville has the legal mandate of asking for somebody's ID. And I think that's so cool. So when they ask for my ID, I'm like, lick it, memorize it, take a picture of it, like do whatever you need to do, show it off, like ask for my ID every day. Like just because I'm like of age now. But I've really gotten into charcuterie boards. I literally asked for a charcuterie board for Christmas. Like I asked for a piece of wood for Christmas. Like I'm so lame. So I've been really into like watching movies or reading a book and having a charcuterie board next to me. So like I said, I go in moods.
Yeah. I like that's pretty cool though.
No one's ever asked me,
especially for Christmas. Oh, well, good. That's the point of these questions. We're here to ask the weirdest, strangest questions that you never get asked and get to know you.
I love everything about this.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Then we'll have to do another one of these again. I'll come up with all new questions then for you. And
you can just keep asking me questions right now.
Okay, perfect. What TV show would you be a member of, or sitcom, or?
Would I be a member of? I don't know. I feel like I couldn't. So I go back and forth of like debating whether or not I could act because I feel like I've hosted shows before. So I've kind of been like on stage, not just performing. So it's like I've like hosted shows where I've introduced people how to read scripts and stuff. But I feel like I just burst out laughing in the most ridiculous scenes that like I probably couldn't keep a straight face. So honestly, I don't really know if I could be on a TV show. I probably could with some very serious training, but I'd probably just laugh and be like, that was so stupid, guys. No one's gonna believe that. Like
that's the point I think of it. I mean, I love the comedies like the Reba, and I don't know if you've ever seen Mom the show Mom?
No.
They're great comedies. They're both awesome comedies. So that's what I love. Those are the shows
I probably
would
have
join.
to be in a comedy movie then.
Yeah.
Although I'm not very funny, so I don't know.
It's all good. It's perfect. Boots or heels?
Boots, combat boots, not like cowboy boots.
Ah,
Yeah, I have my
yeah.
Timberlands on right now.
Nice.
I don't think anyone's shown you their feet in an interview before. There's a first for everything.
No, I don't think they have. I know we were talking about tattoos and they were showing tattoos one time, but yeah, that's a first because these are usually sitting down interviews. So maybe eventually we can start getting some out there interviews where we start seeing feet or hands or, other objects besides just the face.
Love
like
that.
Playing guitars, What's the best thing since sliced bread?
Bagels.
Ooh.
I love bagels.
What's the worst pizza topping?
Pineapple. Although I've eaten it before, it's just the idea of it. Like if it was in front of me, now I want pizza. Thanks, girl. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to be healthy over here, and now I'm like craving Papa John's.
Well, they do have some healthy pizzas. Like they have like those cauliflower crusts, so you can go gluten-free, healthy, high protein, and then
I guess. Or we could make homemade. I don't know, homemade pizza.
Oh, that sounds good.
Sounds really messy. I don't know. If it was in front of me, I'd eat it just because it's pizza. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't really taste it and it's kind of interesting, but just the idea of like asking for pineapple on your pizza is just so strange to me because I never think about the fruit pineapple ever. So I'm more of a meat lovers kind of gal, but this was supposed to be like fast questions and like I go way into detail. Like I apologize.
All good. It's all good. Some of them have some thought to them, Do you have guilty pleasure music? Like music that no one knows you ever listen to, like, I don't know, Eminem or something weird like that, something different.
I don't know. Like I said, I go back and forth between liking pop music. Like I really like the song Stay by Justin Bieber and that other kid. I have no idea what his name is. It's like big on TikTok. And it's just fun to jam out to sometimes. I could go between like doing like really old like 2000s pop. Like DJ Got Us Falling in Love Tonight and like all those old ones that are really fun. But I'd only do that if I was like with friends or like if I was in my house alone by myself dancing around the kitchen. So like last night.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, if you could be any person for a day, who would you be and why? You can either be like another person or like a position of a person, like a CEO of whatever,
Oh my gosh.
It's your interpretation.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. What have I always wanted to do? I don't know. I feel like I'd just be a fly on the wall. Like I'd want to see somebody in a room. Like I'd want to be okay. Wow. Confusing. Words are hard. I'd want to be in a room with myself and another person and be the fly on the wall in that room to like see what I look like. Not in a mirror. Like I want to see myself from here. Does that make sense? I'm so weird. Sorry.
Perspective. I get it.
Yeah. If that makes sense.
Okay. So if we had a song, what would it be?
If we had a song, you and me,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. What do you think? What would our song be?
It would have to be something bubbly and upbeat because we're both
upbeat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like The Greatest Showman?
Oh yeah, there we go.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Like, Rewrite the Stars is pretty cool. I like that song. Or A Million Dreams. That one's cute.
Ooh, yeah.
We like Olaf. They're like The Drink in My Sand is summer. Drink in my hand. My feet up against the burning sand. That one.
That's perfect. Oh, at what age did you become an adult?
Legally or mentally?
It's a trick question.
Physically. Physically, legally, mentally. It's got to be a little bit more specific. Legally, 18. Physically, I don't know, when the girls go through puberty, like 16, 17. Yeah. Mentally, we're still on the struggle bus.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Oh, if you could win an Olympic medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
I'm terrible at sports. It's not a sport.
Make it a sport.
Oh my gosh. I would be terrible at mini golf, but I feel like it'd be so much fun.
Perfect.
I'm terrible. I love doing it, but I'm just learning now. Like, I'd probably lose, but it'd be really fun to win a medal at mini golf.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. We should just go have fun playing mini golf. Forget the
I
medal.
love
Let's just do it.
I'm down.
Okay. I have to shoot opposite handed. Like if you're right handed, shoot, left handed or whatever. That'll make it more interesting.
Underhanded.
Exactly. And we can always have a drink before. I don't know if we can drink during, because I don't think they'll let you like walk off the mini golf course, have a drink, come back, because that can make it interesting.
There's a lot of mini golf courses that you could drink on.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do it. We'll do that.
Yes.
Like some margaritas or something and play mini golf.
Yeah, there's one in Florida that has like at every stand, it has like drink cup holders and it has a phone number that if your drink runs out, you can call the front desk and someone will bring you a beer.
I love this. Those are the reason why I love Florida, because you can just like call and get a beer delivered to you on the golf course.
Great. Let's go there.
Oh, so that was our fun 20 questions. What do you have happening or going on for 2022? I know you said you had the bar raised high after 2021 here. So
oh my
you
gosh,
have some tour days coming up.
I want to get back on the road. This weekend, I'm actually in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for like a singer-songwriter round at the Olympic South Side Theater. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be so cold, but it's going to be so much fun. I think I'm in Kentucky, December 9th. It's not Grand Rapids. No, Cedar Rapids. I don't know. Glasgow, Kentucky for a singer-songwriter round as well with the radio station up there. So that I've been touring a little bit, but my main focus is to get back on the road with my full band next year and to put out some more music. I'm going to be putting out hopefully like a new version of Drinking to the Broken Hearts like I did with Think About Me. So that'll be fun, like little surprise in January. But other than that, it's just trying to strategize what 22-year-old Maggie looks like next year.
Wonderful. Yeah. And have lots of fun too. That's
always. Did you see how fun that questionnaire was? I'm like, I could keep talking to you all day.
We could do that sometime, but I'll let this interview go short so everyone's like, you two just keep talking and talking, Yeah,
the interview was so lame. It just like wouldn't shut up. Like,
oh,
we could put out like an extended version and like short version.
We could do that.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
It's been a pleasure having you on today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for
having
us.
You're welcome back. You are welcome back anytime.
Deal.
And thank you all for joining us for another great episode. Make sure you go check out all of Maggie's socials and follow her on everything. I'm sure she's on everything. I guarantee it. I know I saw Twitter, Facebook,
Not on Tinder.
The standards. Not on Tinder. Don't swipe left or right because she's not there. Okay, good.
Not there. Not me.
Have a great day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.